Good morning, good evening, and night. Welcome back to another Inukiba Let's Play. As always, I'm Inukiba, and today we are back on our Enderal playthrough. We're gonna go ahead and continue our conversation here. So, knowledge. Can you tell me more about this region?
Well, what can I tell you? This is the Sun Coast, in the south of Enderal. A pretty peaceful area. Except for all the animals and bandits that have recently started going crazy. And, well, that's pretty much it. I think you should ask the people in Riverville if you want to know more. They certainly have some stories to tell.
I see. And are there places that might be of interest to an adventurer?
To an adventurer? If you ask me, what you need before you adventure anywhere is some good old-fashioned shut-eye. But yes, there are some places. The Three River Watch, for example, right there below the stone arch. It was once an old trading post, but now it's full of shady characters. Ah, and there's also a big Pyrian ruin south of it.
You said you were apothecarius by my path. What do you mean by my path?
By the Black Guardian. You really are an outlander, aren't you? My path is... well, it's just me path. My role designated to me by Malthus. A kind of calling, if you will.
So it's your cutie mark. A role designated by Malthus? You mean the gods assign your professions to you?
Not exactly. Malthus designates our place in society, generally the same one our fathers and forefathers occupied. I walk the path of the erudites, and there's also the manufacturers, the sublimes, and, of course, the pathless. Within these roles we are free to choose a profession, but certain vocations that are available to an erudite are not permitted to a manufacturer, which is one path below. However, below does not mean that it is in any way inferior. Everyone on Enderal does what they do best, and who would know better than the gods what exactly that is?
But... yeah, aren't you frustrated by being bound to the path? Don't you want to advance?
In the folly of my youth, I might have thought about it, yes. But then I realized that half of what goes wrong in this world has to do with the desire to advance. I am interested in living the righteous path and to contribute to the preservation of my people. That's enough for me, and only the faithful will be granted the eternal paths upon death.
Okay, I can appreciate the first part of that. Who are the pathless?
Men or women who have never received the path consecration, or those who have broken their path. Brigands, glimmer dust smugglers, murderers, well, you know.
In Nehrim, there's a rumor that the gods are dead.
And over here, there's a rumor that the Golden Queen has a weakness for men in gowns. Seriously, be careful with that kind of gossip. I know you don't mean any harm, but there are a few who might consider it heresy.
An interesting thought.
Well, I didn't come up with it.
Can I trade some stuff?
Yeah, why not? Show me what you've got. Maybe I have some things you can use.
If you've got arrows, certainly. You do not have arrows. Fuck off. Alright, well, I don't need 2 knives, because I just keep accidentally equipping it. The old sword looks better than the iron sword. So if I end up needing... holy shit, I got 4 of those? Chain boots, some clothes. I'm gonna keep a set of clothes. need this. Or these. Or this. I don't know what this is. It's mead. Don't need it. Fuck. I'll just go ahead and sell all this shit. Oh, damn it. He doesn't pay for that. Perfect. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and buy that. That seems like a good thing to me. And then... yeah, that's all. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for the help.
Don't mention it. I wish you a quick recovery and safe roads. Walk blessed. Carbos, do we need the still tomorrow? Or can I clean all the tools?
Now what happens?
I guess that means no.
God damn it. Thought I could walk
By
away.
the righteous path. What happened to you? You look as if you've met the Black Guardian himself.
Yeah, I suddenly had this kind of fever. Do you have any idea what could it be?
Fever? Well, there could be many causes. Wait a moment. I think I still have some grunt root. That should be enough to ease your pain, at least for now. Take a seat at the fire. The warmth might help you.
Oh, so now we're brewing potions for complete strangers.
Well, if the strangers are about to die of fever, then yes. There was that
Don't
old
get on my nerves.
Remember, to help the afflicted, to...
Whatever.
Thank you.
Bastard.
Gruntroots, gruntroots. Ah, here we go.
Let me zoom out. They locked me in the chair.
So, let's see. Sheer cup, some water. Ha! Done.
Grunt
I
roof and
can't
sheer
make any
cap.
promises, but
Finn, the still.
explore. Do something, damn it! Do something! Oh.
Me?
Oh, sod it.
Do I really have to watch every step you take? That was a fucking close call.
Hey, I'm sorry, all right. We'll pick up a new one in Ark.
Yeah, and you're paying for it. Here I thought this bloody day couldn't get any worse.
This day isn't getting any better. Here, drink this. It'll help you. See, you already look a lot better. Still,
Whoa.
you should let a priest take a look at that fever as soon as possible. The grunt root potion will wane in a few days. What? You mean the still? Bad quality and too much heat, I'd wager. But, whatever will be, will be.
But the explosion, the voices, they were yours.
Explosion? I'm not sure I follow.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Finn Dallery's.
Let me out of the
Died
chair.
8234. Cause of death, exploding still.
Ha ha. Look, I really don't know what you're talking about. Maybe...
Wait a second. What was that?
Where's that stone archway he was talking about? That thing?
I could have sworn I saw something moving over there.
Can I have your backpack?
Oh shit!
You're...
What the?
Oh god, right in the fucking neck.
They've hit me, Finn. Those bastards. They've hit me.
You might want to move.
Carbos, do something, damn it! Do.
Okay. The fuck you want me to do? You're the healer. Is your pug thing okay? Your pug goat? Pug goat? Please tell me it's called a pug goat.
Now would you look at that? Our mysterious survivor has awoken.
What? Where am I? Who are you?
Jaspar Matumiel Delveric. Jaspar for short. And you, my friend, are in my very own campsite. And before you ask, yes, the bandits killed both of the apothecary. The only reason you're still alive is that the impact of the explosion threw you right into a thicket. Luckily enough, most of your injuries are only superficial, and I've already taken care of them. Your fever, though, is an entirely different story.
I need to go thank those bandits. That one guy was pissing me off. How do you know all this? Where were you when they attacked?
Suffice it to say, I was on the perimeter. And no, I didn't help for two reasons. One, I was outnumbered like crazy, and two, I'm in a happy relationship with my entrails. I wish I had a more heroic answer for you, but I don't. Sorry.
I like your armor. My fever, do you know anything about it?
Yep, quite a lot actually. You're suffering from first-degree Arcanist's fever. I'm quite surprised that the old apothecarius didn't see that, to be honest. You're suddenly capable of doing things you previously knew only from the bard songs, right? And you're feeling unusually strong and dizzy at the same time? While drinking herbal potions leaves a, well, kind of a bitter feeling in your head?
It does, yes. Then this Arcanist fever is responsible for these, things I can suddenly do? The magic?
Yep. Your magical talent has broken free inside you. I don't have any myself, but I've worked together with enough Arcanists to know the signs. Simply put, what's happening is that your body can't cope with the magic. This isn't much of a problem at first,
I wonder
but
if
if
the
you don't
mic
do
is
anything
picking
about
up
it
me
within the
playing
next
with
couple
my
of months,
hair.
you'll find yourself running through the
Probably.
heartland naked,
Probably
throwing
stop.
fireballs at everything that moves. You'll lose your mind, to speak plain and all.
Plain and all? What's in all? A language? But the fever can be treated, right?
Yes, of course. Though someone who's magically gifted will always react differently to certain situations than someone who isn't. As I said, some herbs will always worsen your fever, as will magically contaminated areas.
Hungry. I'm not hungry, I'm thirsty. So the fever gets worse whenever I what? Drink potions?
Among other things, yes. Just as being magically gifted can make a person powerful, it can also make them sensitive and prone to certain conditions. Just don't overdo it sleeping in ruins or in the wilderness. Instead, set up a camp somewhere. Plus, as you've already said yourself, don't overdo it with potions.
Okay. Oh, I bet you can hear every scratch I put on my head. So... what happens if I do these things? That's a stupid question.
What? No. That won't help you in the long run. What you need is ambrosia, a special mixture of herbs that can remedy the fever without any side effects. Every good alchemist has that in stock, but it'll cost you.
And what about these visions?
Visions?
Well, that's what I would call them. I have these kind of premonitions of things which are about to happen. Are they a side effect of the fever?
No. Well, none that I know of. The only visions I ever had were those that come along with a good pipe of peaceweed. You know what? Someone has to take care of your fever. And as it happens, I know someone who could. But in return, I want you to tell me everything. How did you get here? And what did you do in that temple? And what exactly did you see in those visions? I can't put my finger on it, but there's something strange about you. And that makes me curious. So, healing for information. What do you say?
Healing for information. Agreed.
Then shoot. I'm eager to listen.
Fade to black. except for the little icon.
I understand. My condolences for your loss.
What loss?
So that means you somehow survived this execution.
Oh, that one
And
bitch?
before you got
Fuck
washed
him.
ashore, you had this, this dream? In which you saw burnt bodies and a blinding light.
Yeah, but it wasn't just a dream. It was more like a memory. The temple I saw in it was exactly the same as the one in the valley. Do you know what I mean?
I hope so. So your magical outburst didn't happen slowly as it usually does, but all of a sudden after this near-death experience. And with it came these visions.
Correct.
Interesting. I guess you know how absurd all this must sound, but somehow I believe you. Heck knows why, but I do. So,
I
that
really like
means
this
I'll
voice
introduce
actor.
you to my employer. If anyone can help you, it's him. There is, however, one thing with which I could use a hand. The sooner we get that done, the sooner we can start our journey to Ark.
What exactly is Ark,
Ark?
other than a
The
dinosaur
capital of
role-playing
this country?
game?
Walls high as towers of iron-hard stone, rest alone in the mountains in granite enthroned, never decaying, the ages surveying, guarded by the Lord, and blah 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 blah, and so on and so forth. If you plan on staying in this land, sooner or later you'll see it with your own eyes.
I really like this voice actor. And who is this employer of yours?
Well, aren't you curious? I like that. I work for the Holy Order.
The Holy Order.
Yes, but as you might know, this is the realm of Malphas, the guardian of the Lightborn. And here, the Order basically reigns for him. It's both the spiritual and judicial center of this country, so believe me, you'll see for yourself soon enough.
Alright then, I'll help you. Faster I get rid of this fever, the better.
Splendid. There are some things that need some explanation before we can get started, however. Where should I start? I take it you've noticed that in the past 2.5 years, this world has fallen into political chaos, right? Civil wars, usurpers everywhere, you name it. And even though Enderal isn't directly affected by these wars going on everywhere, there are strange things happening here too. Take the Woods-Ears, for example. There have been an unusual number of reports of wanderers being attacked by them in the open, which has never happened before. And the same goes for the Lost Ones, the living dead. Until 2 years ago, they were a rather rare magical phenomenon. But now every other corpse not properly cremated starts walking again as if it were the most natural thing to do. The strangest thing, however, is what they call the Red Madness.
Do you think this chaos could be any way related to the rumors about the Lightborn's deaths? Everyone in Nilfheim talks about them.
Yeah, the rumors. I've heard them too. And I could indeed imagine that they're true. And that there's a connection, yes.
Then you actually believe that someone could kill the Lightborn?
As I said, maybe. If you ask me, the Lightborn were never more than false gods anyway.
What do Enderalians think about that?
Well, they usually leave the thinking to their holy order. And they, of course, deny everything. Even to talk about it as we're doing is considered a crime. But as much as I hate to say it, maybe it's better this way. At least for now. A spiritual crisis is the last thing this country needs at the moment.
And here I thought the Enderalians were the most pious people in the civilized world.
Please, don't take me as an example. I've seen that a long life is only one of the things powerful magic can achieve. And this whole false deity theory isn't that new, after all. And seriously, let's say the Lightborn really are as mighty and omnipresent as the revelations say they are. Wouldn't they have the power to magically smite me, here and now, for my insolence?
Absolutely.
The Lightborn were just powerful kings. No more, no less.
And I agree.
But that's just how I see it. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
No, I couldn't agree more.
Splendid. You never know. But we're digressing.
True. You mentioned something about a red madness?
Yeah. It's some kind of mental illness that makes people lose their minds. Just a couple of weeks ago, for instance. there was a smith in Ark who slaughtered his entire family. He was drunk, but that doesn't explain why he screamed things like, "Fear the light," while he was doing it. Or a young noblewoman who killed herself by setting her family estate on fire for no apparent reason. Now, you might say that these kinds of things happen, but by now there have been more than a dozen of them. That and the fact that the possessed's eyes glow red shortly before and during their deed has made people call it the Red Madness. And just 3 days ago it happened again. Only this time it was a magister from within the Holy Order itself.
3 days ago. A magister?
Right, you're not from here. A magister is a kind of sage from the Holy Order, who teaches the young novices who are aspiring to become keepers or arcanists. Yarrow was his name, a man who had more than 60 winters on his back.
I've always liked the idea of counting time by winters or turns, as they do in the Dragon Riders of Pern series. They count it by turns. Rather than saying years, it just sounds cooler. I'm 24 winters old. What did he do?
He killed 15 novices and himself. According to the only eyewitness to survive, he entered the teaching room as usual to give a lecture on alchemy. But instead, he gave a strange speech in which he explained that humanity is corrupt, void, as he put it. And his eyes started glowing, he locked the door, and, well, he tore himself apart with a magical explosion. You can imagine the kind of uproar that caused.
This is such a good voice actor.
And unnecessary. Completely unnecessary.
Agreed. So what's your role in all this? You said you have work for the Order, but I take it you're no monk.
Well, I'm not exactly one for vows and austerity, so no, I'm no keeper. I guess you could say my specialty is recovering things that have been lost. Treasures, tomes, memories, and the like. And the Order hired me to do exactly that. They want to know how a highly intelligent man like Yarrow could fall victim to the Red Madness. And also if there's a discernible pattern to how this malady, or whatever it is, chooses its victims.
In other words, you're searching for his motives. How could I help with that? I don't even know anything about this Yarrow.
True, but that's irrelevant. Yarrow grew up in a small village named Riverville, which isn't far from here. And according to some of the other wardens, he visited this area quite often after his partner's death. So it's quite possible we could find some clues around here. Shards of his past, if you like. I've already searched most of the area, but a second pair of eyes wouldn't hurt. What do you think?
Sounds like a plan. Where to start?
Well, for starters, I need you to travel to Riverville and talk to an old man named Alfred. He was a childhood friend of Yarrow's, and he might be able to tell us something worthwhile. Secondly, a boy from the village told me that he saw Yarrow throw something into the water near a cliff to the east. Go there and see if you can find whatever it was he wanted to get rid of. I myself will have a look at the house Yarrow grew up in. Here, this is a map of the region. The blue dot over here is Yarrow's old house. And at the risk of sounding heartless, you should head back to the apothecary's camp. Maybe the bandits left behind some equipment. If there's nothing else, I'd say off we go. Let's shed some light on this Yarrow and his motivations. Meet me at his old house when you're ready. I'll be waiting there.
Okay. Yeah, I really like this voice actor. And his character design, too. You said your job was... recovering lost things. I read the next line down as I was reading this one out loud. Does that mean you're a kind of treasure hunter?
Treasure hunter? That has a nice ring to it. But, let's just say I help people to fulfill certain materialistic desires of theirs. Just like the Holy Warden who brings back the lost shoe to the maiden. Only the maiden pays me to do it. And I have a more flexible conscience, so to speak.
I like you. You're cool.
You do? That's good. But let's save the socializing for later, okay? Usually I am always in for a good talk, but for now let's focus on the mission.
You said your name was Jaspar Mutimul Dalvarik. Isn't Dal a title of nobility here in Enderal?
Huh. Well observed. Yes, I am indeed sublime by my path, but please, just ignore that, will you? I'm not a big fan of titles. Most of the time, they're just a means for boring people to feel superior towards others.
Agreed.
Huh. Well observed.
Oh.
Yes, I am indeed sublime by my path, but please, just ignore that, will you? I'm not a big fan of titles. Most of the time, they're just a means for boring people to feel superior towards
It's
others.
a Cita Widow. Get it.
Yeah.
Nope. It's not a Cita Widow.
Huh?
Wait, I need water. Okay. We're gonna go back down to the camp. There's a castle. Can I get to that? Oh, fucking shit! I just fucking punched him. Give back my arrow. Scared the fuck out of me. Is this? No, that's where I'm supposed to go. I want to go back. Ooh, there's an ice claw. I wonder why they named him that. Thanks for the help with the wolf, by the way. Very, nice of you. Dragon's tongue. Nope, dragon fruit. Okay. Now that guy said something was over here. Oh, damn, look out. Oh, fuck, there's spiders in here, aren't there? Okay, well, I'm gonna call the episode here. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. I have enjoyed playing this game so far and would like to continue, but I am going to go get something to drink from the store because I am thirsty and I have nothing left here. I will see you all next time in the next episode. For now, bye.